Have you been trying to interpret Lenormand cards, but the card just somehow doesn't really speak to you? No worries, I'm gonna help you. I've been reading Lenormand cards for about 7 years right now, and I have some clients of mine who are interested in learning them to read themselves. So they have asked me to interpret their readings. So that is what we're gonna do today. Let's take a look. So the question that we have for today's spread is, what does person A thinks of my client at the current moment? If I have a 9-box spread before me, I have a couple of techniques that I normally apply. First, I look at the team card, which is literally the team card. Then I look at the corners. After the corners, I go to the diamond shape, and after the diamond shape, I read the rows and the columns. What I get from this reading is that person A at this current moment is a bit annoyed because he finds that my client is a bit careless, but as a result, he's careless as well himself. And he's not thinking much of it, of my client. And it doesn't seem that he is like attempting to change that anytime soon, because he feels a strong friendship and he has like faith that it will be all right eventually, but his priority is not there yet. And really making a change to the structure is also not there. What we're seeing in this spread is the team card, the mice. And what does this tell us? Well, the mice in general stand for erosion, but can also be careless. So since this is like the team card, we could say that person A thinks that my client is careless at the current moment. After this, we're gonna take a look at the corners. In the corners we have bear and sketch. And bear stands for, normally when you see the bear, it like overemphasizes the next card, or it shows an attitude that someone might have, like a bit of stubbornness or whatsoever. But in this case, I normally, I use it as an amplifier, better said. So we can see that the bear amplifies the mice in this case, which means that the person A thinks that my client is like very careless, and this is actually quite dangerous. That's the sketch that is showing in this case, because a sketch generally is a card that like cuts things down and is not very nice, better said. So big carelessness on my client at the current moment, which can result in a dangerous situation for the friendship. Okay, why am I saying the friendship, by the way? I'm gonna show you, because there's this also another technique that I can explain later on in another video, which is like knighting. And if you knight, you see the dog, which stands for loyalty and friendship. And then like this new development, new project, which is the kid in general. So combining these cards would be like starting the friendship anew. And that the carelessness of my client at the current moment is actually a bit dangerous for the friendship. That's the reason why I was saying that. Let's continue. The next corner is the stork, the mice, and the stars. What does this tell us? That there's this change, that although the person A thinks that my client is careless, he also believes that there's gonna be a change in his attitude. Why? Because the stork stands for changes and movements to another situation in this case. So he believes that the change will be upcoming, and that carelessness of my client will be resolved, which is the stars. The stars is like wishes, hopes, and dreams, but also like the resolving of a situation or achieving a situation, like the northern star thingy. So that's the way. So that's gonna be like the way that we're going, and that's the reason why I interpret this as that he believes that it's gonna be eventually resolved, his carelessness. And then we have the diamond shape, and in the diamond shape we have the kid, the dog, the tree, and the book. So what does this tell us? The kid stands for like a new development, a new project, like something new. And then we have the dog, which stands for friendship, and the tree, which stands for structure. So this makes me believe that our person A, has faith that there's gonna be like a new development in their friendship and their structure. But it seems like, because of the book, that he doesn't know when. It's unknown for him, because the book can stand for secrets or unknowing. So because of this unknown element, the need to like get more information to become better educated, for example, on a certain kind of subject or whatsoever. So again, in this kind of situation, it seems like he has faith that everything will be all right eventually, but doesn't really seems like he's like very into it and resolving it right now. So it's like letting it on the loose, the situation, and he'll see when it will be resolved. But at the moment, he's not very thinking much of it. Remember, the diamond is actually very important, that shape, because it literally, in my experience, tells us what the answer is to the question. Okay, the next step that we're gonna take is we're gonna check the rows. Okay, so we have the bear, the kid, and the stork. What does this tell us? The bear, again, is like the overemphasizing of something new and change. So this is the first row, which means that the first row influences the other ones that are upcoming in a very big way. So this is a very important row, as it is the first row. So this tells us that there is like this, for him, there's like this need for something new, like a new beginning in their friendship and a change. That is in his mind. So person A has this idea of my client, and that is like starting anew or having a change in their situation. But the second row tells us that the friendship at this moment is like a bit crumbled, and the crumble because of the mices in its structure. And because of this reason, then we go to the third row, really finding this new structure for their friendship. And I'm saying this because of the stars, which is again, accomplishing something, is like unknown and off the table. Because the sketch in this case tells us that it's not really something that he's like very preoccupied at the current moment. So yeah, then we're gonna get some more information by looking at the columns. Well, columns tells us the first columns is the bear, the dog, and the stars. Well, the bear is like the overemphasizing of the friendship and the belief that it's gonna be okay eventually. So there is this first column demonstrates that there is this big friendship in between them, although they are in this situation that they're not really talking at the current moment. But that's okay, that's fine. The friendship element is still there. That's what we definitely see in the first column. The second column shows us the kids, so the new project crumbles because of uncertainty. So there is going to be a new kind of start, a new kind of attempt to like create a foundation, but when it's like not completely sure, it's unknown. So it seems like person A is not really busy with my client at the current moment, or at least with making the start to get their friendship right again. And then the third column says change of structure, at this moment is off the table because of the sketch. Well, that makes it pretty clear for me. What I get from this reading is that person A at this current moment is a bit annoyed because he finds that my client is a bit careless, but as a result, he's careless as well himself. And he's not thinking much of it, of my client. And it doesn't seem that he is like attempting to change that anytime soon, because he feels a strong friendship and he has like faith that it will be all right eventually, but his priority is not there yet. And really making a change to the structure is also not there yet because of the sketch. So I guess we have to wait and see where this friendship is going. But although it is, well, it's not very negative, to be honest, because sometimes you just have those kind of phases. So I don't really feel like there's like this very intense negative emotion from person A towards my client. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Do you maybe have any spread that you would like me to interpret? tell me and I will make a video of it. Just reply in the comments and I will check it and see what I can do for you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.